So we're going to finish our 4-match card. That's right. There's just 4 matches here, with a 29-minute win for Hercules, Hillbilly Jim, Coco Beware, Hulk Hogan, and Randy Savage. It's got to be one of the first times that Hercules, Hillbilly Jim, and Coco Beware were in a main event. And they're going to get a win over Akeem, Big Boss Man, Haku, the Red Rooster, and Ted DiBiase. And the heel manager collection on the heel side is incredible. Bobby Heenan, Slick, and Virgil are pulling out all the stops here with the bad guy managers. We start to see a little bit of a tease that the Red Rooster is going to be becoming a baby face, because both Heenan and Slick are yelling at him when he loses the fall. We've spent a lot of time, for better or worse, talking about Terry Taylor and the Red Rooster character on some of my podcasts. You got any good Terry Taylor stories you can share with us?
Well, I mean, Terry Taylor, being Terry Taylor, was a good, solid worker. You know, he was very good. The Red Rooster thing sucked. That was a rib. Everybody knew it was a rib. For a grown-ass man in the middle of a fight to start clucking, don't fly for me. Sorry. And it didn't fly for the audience. It was just one of those things that, and had Terry not went with it full bore, and you know, it would have just buried him. I don't know if it didn't bury him anyway, because fans don't forget. They're not signing your checks, but down the road, if you go to another company and you did something so damn silly up there that it just crucified what you had been prior to that, they weren't going to react to you. And if they didn't react to you and you didn't get over with that next company, guess what? You might be retired. And that's the reason we were so thankful that if they want to stick Brainbusters as a tag on us, that's fine. You know, they didn't give us any issues about our work, our costuming, any of those things. We were very grateful, because I saw some really bad gimmicks up there that no one could have pulled off. And it was just for what was considered entertainment value. Entertainment for who? You know, that's your question. Are all these guys doing this gimmick as an entertainment for a audience of one, and we know who that one is, or are they actually trying to do it to entertain the crowd? And some of it was just so god awful that it just killed careers.
Let's talk about that for a minute, because Ted DiBiase was a badass in Mid-South. Here he's wearing shimmery suits and he's a cartoonish millionaire villain. The Red Rooster's got a red streak in his hair, and Terry Taylor's clucking around, and Big Bubba Rogers, who was a silent badass, is now a corrections officer who beats inmates. The one-man gang is shucking and jiving, and they're calling him the African Dream as a mock of Dusty Rhodes, the American Dream, and they're even having him dance like Dusty did. But he's doing it in a dashiki, even though he's a white guy. And they've got Coco Beware here with a fucking bird. Hillbilly Jim is yucking it up like a local yokel. And you are just here in your plain trunks and your plain tights and your satin jacket. How the shit did you dodge this bullet?
I stuck with the Four Horsemen doctrine. Once I was there long enough, I could go out and do, and it didn't take very long. Once I got past the first 6 months or so, I could go out and just do what I did. And that was get guys over, get matches over, bust my ass, try to make you, at least for that 20 minutes, believe that something plausible was going on in the ring. We didn't have a gimmick we had to adhere to, and we could just go out and just work our ass off. In a lot of cases, when guys were working 30 and, you know, and that day, right towards the end, here was the schedule. You were on 10 days on, 3 days off, 5 days on, 3 days off. And then it would start over again. And you start doing the math on that. You're only home 6 days a month. 2 of those are travel days. Okay, so that brings it down to 4 days a month. You got to repack one day, so that gives you like 2 clean days a month to be home, which is horrifying. And that took its toll on guys. And where guys would cut corners would be, you know, they wouldn't go out and just bust their ass some nights if the house wasn't good or you were in a small town or, you know, they had traveled you to death that day. You know, they'd take a little bit of a coffee break. And not, you know, certainly not everybody, but some guys would. We never did. We gave you the same match in front of 3,000 people in Poughkeepsie that we would give you in the Garden. And I think that's what sustained us. They never tried to mess with us as far as giving us some stupid gimmick or doing something that was just foolish. So that's how we dodged the bullet. I think they knew what they had. Vince actually said to us one time, and I don't remember when it was, but he said, "You guys give credibility to my company," which was one of the things I never forgot. It's was probably the biggest compliment he ever gave us.
Hypothetically, if he would have tried to put a bird on your shoulder or put you in overalls or made you cluck, would it have been not no, but hell no, and you just would have ridden it out in Turner?
Oh, who's to say what I would have done? I know that I wouldn't have been very good just being some jack-off character. You know, my entertainment skills are not that good.
It's just, it's weird to think about, you know, your old buddy, Barry Darsow, he's going to come into such a great spot here with Demolition and become one of the all-time greats. You know, people still talk about Demolition as being one of the best tag teams ever. And certainly a team that made a lot of childhood memories for guys my age. I mean, they were one of my favorite tag teams as a kid, but man, his next character, it's the goddamn Repo Man. It's just hard to imagine Arn Anderson in a character like the Repo Man.
Well, what I'd have probably done is stole a plane ticket home. That's what I would have repoed.
Yeah.
You know, it's one of those things to where it was what it was. And you saw a lot of things, just like you said, you know, you got one man gang who was, Jesus, what was he? 6'9", 6'10",
yeah.
400 pounds. Looked incredible with that one man gang mohawk and his jean jacket and all that. He scared you to death. So what do? You make a fool out of him. You know, he's the dancing bear. It had to just be for entertainment value. That's all. But for the boss, because it wasn't getting over. And you just took a big guy that had a proven track record and you just kill him completely off.